What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
another day at the office, I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones. Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
And all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
And here we go.
Get ready, get set for the best movie and pop culture talk in the universe. It's the Good Brothers on Mercado Airwaves with your hosts, Alex Mercado and Mike Mercado.
He wiped out 50% of all living creatures.
Mike, you know that noise. That means the Titan himself, the purple California raisin grown up, Thanos is back, and we are here to talk about the end game. I am Alex, that's Mike, and we are, who are we, Mike?
We are the Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers.
That's right. And yeah, Good Brother, it finally happened.
It happened. I was closer than you were.
The Avengers trailer has dropped. The teaser trailer, I guess. The announcement trailer. The
trailer that broke the world record for most views in 24 hours.
So before we get into the biggest news in the movie and pop culture
ever
world, make sure you guys are following us all over social media. We're on Twitter, Alex. I don't know if you know that, but you can follow Alex at Mercado21Alex. I'm at mmercado2333. The show's at Good Brothers Pod, and you can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. And give Nicole a follow at Typing When Tipsy. We're all on Instagram. He's at Mercado2121. I'm at Mike Mercado2333. And Nicole's even at Typing When Tipsy. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/Mike Mercado2333. Leave a comment down below and start the conversation. Play video games with us at twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Download us, like, rate, review, and share us anywhere you get your favorite podcasts. iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever, at Mercado Airwaves. We're on Patreon. Patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. That's the home of our interviews with athletes and celebrities that you get ad-free and before anybody else. That's just Patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. And, of course, thank you to Munch Art Design for powering us here at the network. That's right, Alex. We found Iron Man floating in space. We see that Shuri is gone. And
or is she?
I got a theory about that. And Ant-Man is out of the quantum realm. Alex, so many things from this trailer. So what I'm going to do is, if maybe depending on the editing and whatnot, we're working on something. But in the studio, Alex and I are watching the trailer right now. And we are just kind of going to break it down, not as we're watching it, but what we took from it, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. I'm going to have it in the background. And if something catches your eye, bring it up. But why don't we start from the beginning? The title. Let's start with the easy part of it. Endgame. Do you think
that's more to the end of it, isn't it?
No, that's when it's released, but I want to start from there. Where,
just like here's the title.
But it's the title of it. Like we this whole time, I think most of us were wondering what the title was going to be and why was it such a secret. So now that we know that it's Endgame, do you think that this was the title from jump and that we figured it out pretty early and that's why they kind of played a secret towards it, or do you think this was something that was they've been waiting on, that they really never had a hold on it?
They've been waiting. I think they knew the title. I think we like to think we're smarter fans than they are, but the realistic thing is there was like 5 really good options, and it was going to be one of those 5. I think it's simple as that. So I'm pretty happy that it is Endgame. Good fucking title.
Yeah.
So that's fun. So so Tony's drifting in space. That's cute. Like I'm real depressed already. That's
so
fun.
it starts off obviously, and this is one thing that I mentioned to you. I didn't want to hear any music. We knew there was going to be narration. We kind of called a lot of what happened in this trailer. And I kind of like this idea that he's writing a message to Pepper.
He's recording a message.
So when we see him out there floating in space, how do you think he's going to eventually get onto Earth? Do you think like
Pepper's going to rescue him in her armor?
Do you think
Spoiler: her armor is called Rescue, technically.
Oh, so there you go. So there had that.
Yeah, me and Mike
you're right.
use some nerd bombs in it since we've watched the trailer so many times.
Now, do you think that this story, like, how fast do you think we're going to get into this movie? Like, do you think it's pretty?
No, it's like Infinity War. We're getting in it.
Yeah.
Like we're in it. We're not. I don't think we're starting on the forum. I think we're starting with Tony.
My favorite scene of the trailer is the Scarecrow scene that's inspired by the comic book. Yeah, where you see his costume out there on the field.
No, we just passed my favorite scene: single tier Cap with no beard.
No beard.
I like the joke. They're like, Thanos, you're a monster. You made him so sad that he shaved his beard.
We see Chris Hemsworth, Thor, shot right away.
Well, because you got to think he's gonna have to live with the fact that
he didn't get
he
killed.
didn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Another.
How about
great part.
Ronan? So the fact that now that we see what happens with Kirk in as Hawkeye is now the character Ronan in the comic
and the
books.
narration's good because that's the part where Tony, where they're say we've lost loved ones, where Cap is narrating it, and then we see a shot of him. So you kind of have the feeling that he lost his family to the dusting. I like that in the trailer we get a lot of dusting in. So like when they show the title, it's all coming back, and then when they show the Marvel Studios, it's going out.
Now, when you see the Endgame title come in, your heart to heart, that moment of fluttering.
I was like, "That's perfect."
What did you think though? Right before they put the Endgame title,
I wasn't thinking.
You were just waiting for it. You were anticipating.
Nope.
So now that we see it in this scene for all those
great way to end a trailer,
we see Paul Rudd's Scott Lang in this. Coming back with the van, and he's at the Avengers.
And the van
facility.
has the quantum realm in it. Like he's got
the little machine in there.
So obviously he's traveling around with it. So spoiler alert for Ant-Man and the Wasp, when he's in there, all his partners get dusted.
Yeah.
So at the end of that movie, which is the most current one before Captain Marvel, that's the last thing we see him is he's stuck in the quantum realm.
Now here's something that you and I talked about heavily because Captain Marvel's trailer dropped last week. You can check it out in the archives, our thoughts about that. No Captain Marvel in this trailer.
I think they're saving it for the second one, kind of like a Spider-Man in Civil
War.
Mm-hmm. Even though that was different because they didn't have him at the time, but they had him longer than we thought. I think they're saving that, and we might get that a little more near Captain Marvel, like maybe another month. The second trailer. The first real trailer, I guess, because I count this as a real trailer. I think they did a great job teasing you only, but it's a 2-minute, 30-second trailer. Like, there's a lot in there without giving away a single second of this movie.
I wanted to get into that. So we see Thanos. No Thanos talking, though. No narration from Thanos.
No, and that's funny because you're like, they probably didn't want to do all the CGI. And they're probably still working on it, but I'm glad because he narrated so much of the last movie and trailer.
Yeah.
Then I'm kind of glad we're back about the heroes.
It's about the heroes
Because
now.
Russo Brothers even said the first movie's about the bad guy.
Yeah.
This one, I think, is about the heroes regaining their status.
Now, what do you think about them leaning on the dusting so much now? Like, they just
you have to.
They went all in on it.
All
like
those memes.
Yeah.
You have to do the dusting. It still makes me sad. Single tier, man. It's
now,
kind of sad.
Yeah. And now, we're for those who are watching the trailer with us, we see a part of where we see the Shuri is missing in that.
You have a theory about this, and I think I agree. Go ahead.
So I think she hasn't been dusted. I think this is Marvel's way of making Shuri the Black Panther.
Yeah, or at least another Black Panther.
Because in the comic books, I don't know if it's a current run right now or there was a recent run.
There actually is a current run.
It's the current run right now? Okay, that Shuri.
Okay,
yeah. She is a Black Panther.
Yep.
So I think what they did now is with T'Challa being dusted at the end of Infinity War, I think this is their way of introducing Shuri as not just a main character, but this is her as a Black Panther character because she's eventually going to have her own movie. She's going to be in something. We know this. Like we can feel it coming.
You said I think she is going to be a virgin and she's protecting Wakanda. And then that's Black Panther 2 is I think them working together.
Yep.
/ maybe now you can have an American one. Now you can have a Wakanda one. Or maybe they're like, hey, you're the real queen of Wakanda. You protect Wakanda. Maybe we'll get a spinoff on the, Disney Plus really does add a lot to it.
Yeah.
Because what if you say, you know what, let's stick in Wakanda. Let's give it to, we probably can't afford Chadwick Boseman like that much.
Yeah.
He'll be the American one. He's like the diplomat. Like, we'll put him in those stories. But what if we left her in Wakanda? We could do like 10 episodes. That would be fun. Like, basic crime in Wakanda. Like, that sells itself. That's visually cool. The soldiers. Man, I just gave him $1 million idea. I want my paycheck.
Now, one thing I also noticed in the trailer itself is it's only the original Avengers. You don't see Rocket.
We do get
you see Nebula.
Nebula.
For
I
like
would say Nebula's the only one in Thanos.
But like
and Ant-Man.
Yeah, but it's exactly. He's the tease though.
He's the one that's like, oh wait, something's going on.
Exactly. No tease about time travel. So like stuff that we think about.
Unless you're a big nerd like you and me, where you see certain scenes, you're like, okay, they're going back in time. Like when he has the compass.
Yeah.
Some rumors are that if you look at the video with Scott, that's actually a 30-year-old video that he went back in time.
Oh, okay.
And that they're watching as a playback. Because you got to remember, the joke is that building used to be a Stark building.
Yes.
When they were enemies, when Scott Lang's trainer was enemies with Tony Stark's dad.
Oh yeah, when Hank Pym
it's funny. Remember the scene in Ant-Man when he shows up? He's like, "This isn't an empty warehouse anymore. It's the Avengers Tower, or Avengers headquarters." So I thought that's funny and like that's interesting. I don't think it's true necessarily.
So what do you think now, moving forward?
That's interesting.
And okay, so now that we know about the Kree and everything that's going on with the Skrull in Captain Marvel, do you have any hints of any characters right here that might be?
No, I don't. I think a lot of people want them to play heavy off that. I don't think they will. I think that's gonna be a Captain Marvel thing. I think that just complicates things. I think after this, we're gonna get a synopsis, and then we're gonna get a trailer showing that.
Yeah.
So because we're gonna get a synopsis soon, where it's gonna be like, well, they have to travel back in time and stop Thanos from getting the Tesseract and hiding it better, or stopping Loki a different way. And then we're going to start seeing the trailer version of that. But I think we're good for a little bit.
What I did appreciate is they basically did say, like, hey, Thanos did win. There is no like conjecture. There is no like the audience.
Like, he's enjoying his win. He's got his title. He's walking around with it.
Do you think he's on Earth?
No, I think he's on his planet.
You think he's on Titan?
Yeah, it looks like it. I think that's where he's, like he said, he did what he said. I'm going to rest and relax. And guess what he's doing, people? Resting and relaxing while everyone's in turmoil.
So I think kind of one of the things I wanted to get your opinion on is what's new that you feel like, because we both agree on this. They didn't give us anything. They did a great job, but we don't know nothing.
This is a 3-hour movie, guys. Remember, they announced like this is a 3-hour epic we're going to get. 3 hours.
Watching this trailer, what do you think? What do you think differently? Like, what are you feeling right now in your gut? What do you see in this movie?
I just think they did such a good job of giving us what we needed. Maybe not what we wanted, but what we really needed and what was going to do the best. I think it's a great trailer. I think it is a trailer, not a teaser. Just because they don't give away a lot of information. It's a trailer.
Yeah, they call
2 minutes and 30 seconds, guys. It's a trailer.
They're calling it the official trailer.
And that's smart because they can't give away a lot.
Yeah.
It's because you get think there's going to be 2 more. There's a lot they didn't show us. Like, they basically just said, here's your Avengers. They're sad.
Yeah.
And they might have a little bit of hope, but not as much as they usually do. Like, they're really skimming at the bottom of the barrel for how much hope they have left. Like, when you have Cap saying that, you're like, damn, this is serious. Like, even Mr. America over there is, like, pretty down on our chances. So I like that. And, you know me, I'm real cynical. I'm an asshole. Dude, I liked it. I liked everything about it. I thought it was fun. I think Captain Marvel trailer is still a little better just because of the second trailer.
Sure.
But for first trailer, this is way better.
Now, I will say this. The one negative about this trailer is that Infinity War's trailer was the best trailer I've ever seen in my life.
It's very Last Jedi where you're like, I'm so excited and it looks like it's going to be well written. Yeah. But nothing's going to be Chewie, we're home.
Yeah.
Just like nothing's going to be Thanos monologuing.
Yeah, like there's not like rewatch.
They remember you.
Yeah, rewatch the Infinity War trailers.
A few more weeks, it'll be on Netflix.
Did you think it, all in all, like as a critic, you loved it and all, but that morning when I sent you that text message, when the internet essentially it finally happened, the early Christmas present came. After you watched that trailer, in your heart of hearts, not during it, because during it I think everybody's just watching.
And then I watched it again and again.
What did you feel? Did you feel was the payoff? Did we get the payoff?
I just felt happy. Like, it's fun. It's cool. Like, It makes you feel like it's coming a lot sooner than it is.
But
they announced that they're sending it a week early. They announced that, yeah.
And by the way,
good for Godzilla, giving it more time.
A day before my birthday. This is now the second straight time that they're going to be.
Which sucks because I leave for the World Championship the next morning, so I get no sleep. So it's fine.
But we will get to watch it together this time around because we didn't get to watch Infinity War together. You went to the later show that night than I did.
Yeah, so unless you're coming to the later show with me, dude, I got to watch it super late unless we finally get famous enough to go a day before.
Yeah,
which might happen. Who knows?
We get invited.
We're getting close.
We get invited by Disney.
We're getting really close. We're almost getting copyright infringement.
So I guess we could wrap this up at least for the Avengers Endgame. Alex, I think I have a hard time because I was so ready to say Avengers Assembled. I'm still so used to saying Avengers Infinity War. But Alex,
no, that'll be the next. That'll be new Avengers.
But Alex, I can't believe I finally get to say this because we've been on the road, but we are officially on the road to Avengers Endgame.
On the road again.
I love it, man.
Can't wait to see the Incredible Hulk on the road again.
Right back onto it, man. So,
if you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333.
what's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones. Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
And all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support. That wasn't the only one that we got this weekend. So before we get into a king size of a trailer,
it was so
give
good.
me, out of 10 Iron Man suits, how many Iron Man suits are you giving the first official trailer of Avengers Endgame?
I'll give it a 9 because the next movie's about to get a 9.5.
I will admit the next one's definitely about
And
to
it's
get
not
a-
its fault because it's the second trailer for a movie coming out in another 2 years almost. But man, that second trailer for Godzilla King of Monsters, you know, me and Mike just had this argument last week, and Mike had to rebut on the show and be like, "Hey, you're right. There's no such thing as too many monsters." Dude, it looks fantastic.
And that
like
is-
WB's about to make a lot. Like they're gonna get a lot of my money 3 weeks after Avengers.
So Brazil's Comic-Con essentially was just this past weekend, and a lot of stuff was dropped, including a new Sony Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. We won't really talk about
Jake
that.
Gyllenhaal. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal came out. It was fun.
Tom Holland, Jake Gyllenhaal, killing it on Instagram,
Man
Twitter.
Crush Monday.
Check it out, guys. I promise you it's worth it. But moving on to Godzilla King of Monsters, the second trailer, I was actually with a friend of the show, Lewis's house, just a few hours ago. Diehard Godzilla fan. Grew up like us. Grew up in the city, watched
Svengoolie.
watched all the Godzillas.
If you don't know who Svengoolie is, you're not from here.
But I asked him, I'm like, hey, I sent him the trailer, and he said he watched it like 4 times because he wanted to see every little detail. And I asked him, hey, this is a debate Alex and I were having. Do you wish that each, and I didn't even have to finish the sentence. He's like, yes, I wish each one had its own movie. But then when I explained to him kind of what you and I went down, where it's like, the first one was a mulligan. Because I think the first one, they kind of messed up with the Mutos. It would have been nice had the first one been Rodon, had been Mothra.
I think it was a good setup.
But let's go into, the fact remains is, Alex, in this trailer, we get King Ghidorah, Mothra,
King Ghidorah being
and
like
Rodon.
the main bad guy, it looks
So
like.
and that's the one thing I mentioned to our friend. I mentioned to him, the trailer makes it King Ghidorah is the bad guy, the antagonist of this movie. It looks like Mothra is gonna stick to the lore where it's gonna be a good guy.
Yeah.
I think Millie Bobby Brown is actually gonna be the connection between them, like in the original.
Yeah, she's gonna have the mental.
The mental sites. I forget. I guess what is it called?
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis with the monster. So
this scene looks
that
better
scene,
when I'm
yeah.
We're not really gonna break it down as much because a lot of it is just monsters.
it's just monsters.
So
Yeah,
it's more easy to talk about that. But it looks great. They got really high end actors.
yeah.
They got a lot of it's not a lot of Bryan Cranston and they kind of went a little we're gonna go a lot of really solid actors instead of just two names.
Now can I tell you this is a 9.5 trailer. Usually this end scene.
This
we
is
see
the best
Ghidorah,
trailer of
yeah.
the week.
But I will say if we're gonna critique it though. We're gonna nitpick. I'm somebody who I love a good tease, not a tease as in like a tease trailer, but I enjoy leaving a little bit to my imagination.
Nope, hate it.
In this case, I already know how King Ghidorah looks. I know how Rodan looks. I know how Mothra looks. They look great. I don't need to see them though in action so heavy. I want to see King Ghidorah in a trailer, but I kind of want to. I don't want to see like that one scene where Rodan is on the plane and they're shooting in it, and you see it
That's
like
sick.
it's
That's sick.
I don't need to see it in a trailer.
But here's the problem. You're the minority because the
I agree.
majority
Oh,
of
of
people said,
course.
I loved Godzilla,
course.
but I want to see more monsters. So they're like, oh, you want to see more
And
monsters.
Michael Dougherty is doing
I'm
that.
going to show you all these monsters.
And I think that's what this trailer suffers from, in the sense of if I had to nitpick, that's what I would nitpick.
So you're kind of like, hey, maybe I don't enjoy it as much, but the common people
is
will.
gonna love it.
And if I'm going to watch it already, if
I-
that brings in more people,
Yeah.
you're like me. If it brings in more people, I'm happy for it because I'm going to watch it.
To be honest, I almost wish I didn't watch the trailer because
you're
I
crazy.
have in my mind. I was kind of just hoping because to me, my favorite scene of Godzilla's the 2014 version.
When he blasts that monster.
That's my favorite mark out moment is when you see his blue. But when the camera rolls up from his legs all the way up when he lands in Hawaii and you finally see him for the first
That's
time
just
when
the
he roars.
first screenshot.
Because it's the first real screenshot
he's all
of him.
small.
Yeah.
He's like, what's up, dog?
So to me, as a Godzilla fan, and this is for the last 20 years, the one thing I've had in my old little heart is to see the first time King Ghidorah is really on screen in a major motion picture. And I feel like I got that in the trailer, and I didn't necessarily want it because I felt like the impressiveness of Thanos wasn't really experienced until you got to the movie theaters.
Yeah,
The trailer
I
didn't.
guess.
And I think like King Ghidorah deserved that too. Like
I feel like it's very similar though. Like when he comes out of the circle for Thanos,
But I see-
and here when he's just going head
But
to head.
it was
with
much more
Godzilla.
menacing. I feel like I saw him do his electric breath already. I seen him fly. I've
But
seen
you
him
can't
charge.
hide the electric breath anymore because Godzilla has it.
I agree, but I think you could. But also, these aren't unknown characters. People know the three-headed dragon against Godzilla,
But,
so,
they,
like, you
but they
need
don't
to
know
show
its
too
name.
much.
They know it's three-headed dragon.
But that's what I'm saying. But they know that character. They're gonna learn its name in this movie. I love Rodan. I think. I think. And obviously, this is just from the trailer, and we haven't seen the movie. I would have, in my perfect scenario, my King of Monsters would have been Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, and Mothra is in there as like that third wheel that is fighting Batman versus Superman style, fighting with Godzilla throughout the movie, and then they have to fight the big three-headed dragon.
I think you're overthinking my monster. So you're making me angry.
Well, I mean, because it's all leading to Kong versus Godzilla. But here's the real
That's the only
question.
time I'm gonna turn on Godzilla, man.
I wonder how they're gonna get there, though.
It's easy. He's on some island. They're about to open up the world that there's all these monsters.
But they're gonna destroy the world right now. In this movie, they're destroying the world.
Yeah, but they destroyed New York already. There's always this movie. There's
San
always
Francisco.
there's always a way to get around it. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Avengers destroyed New York. There's always a way around it. Transformers destroy Chicago. Avengers destroys New York.
I'm making a point, though.
Monsters destroy San Francisco.
It's a storyline beat. Is this an apocalyptic movie?
No, I don't think so. I think they're gonna narrow it down to like 3 locations.
I
And
think
like you
it's
said,
an apocalypse
hey,
movie.
you destroyed San Francisco. We got 49 other. Just as ever, like, dude, you could go like to Los Angeles, to Hollywood at that point.
So you think in 2018 they're gonna make a kaiju movie that they're gonna destroy San Francisco? They're gonna have a 3-headed dragon, a pterodactyl, a big mouth, and it's not gonna affect.
It'll affect
planet?
it, but like, let's be honest. Let's say they destroy 7 cities in the world. 7 cities in the entire world that they destroy. That's a lot. 7 cities. Last movie we got, they destroyed a little Hawaii and San Francisco and a little bit of Japan. And that was a lot. Add double that, maybe even 10.
That's cripples countries.
I get it, but there's still a lot of world. Your movie in Hollywood movies, I think the world goes on still, dude.
I think.
Dude, Thanos snapped and we got a trailer still.
I think they have. I think, and if you look at the trailers, it looks raggedy. It looks Fallout-ish. It looks like people are wearing radioactive stuff. I don't think that you have the second straight movie where a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monsters. Because 3 bad guys, 3 monsters, not Godzilla in this one. 2 monsters that weren't Godzilla and Godzilla. So 6 monsters
okay, 6.
are running the planet right now. And then we got to get to Kong versus Godzilla, which means there's going to be obviously another bad guy in that movie because
You also
you're not
got to
going
realize in this world, there's a lot of places we don't know still. There's like 10 extra islands off the coast
But
of
it's
Japan.
happening on the United States.
I'm just saying, I think you're overselling maybe that in movie world, in real world,
Well,
sure.
I'm just saying what the trailer
but in
showed
movie
us.
world, yeah. But that's like, okay, they show you one decimated place.
Well, it's not one that's
Let's say they destroy.
So
they can destroy New York, Miami, Los Angeles, Texas, and if I'm living in Chicago in a movie, I'm okay.
No, you're not.
In a movie, Mike. We're talking about in a fucking movie.
No, even in a movie, then it's a bad movie.
I think you're leaving enough. Like that scene of Rodon flying over a city.
Like, look at right
that's
there.
like 10 houses,
Alex,
dude.
that's Washington D.C. It's on fire.
Okay, the freaking Independence Day destroyed Washington
Thank
D.C.
you. And Alex, even this shitty movie that was 12 years later made it a vocal point that the world was destroyed. It was a part of the story that the world was.
I don't think the world is destroyed. I think that enough is destroyed in movie world where we'll still have a nice King Kong movie. I don't think it's gonna be apocalyptic.
I think it's apocalyptic. I think it
okay,
is.
so that's where we'll disagree. I don't think it's apocalyptic. I think it's gonna be several cities, and in movie world, that's nothing.
I definitely think that the world's in a shit place, and it is not going to get any better.
I guess we'll see. We have a long time before that.
Yeah, but it'll be in May. By the time we know it, it'll be right after Avengers.
Yeah, I guess
Endgame.
it's not that long.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
it's
god,
right
I
around the
was
corner.
gonna tell you something about Godzilla. Do you remember the little Godzilla toys we used to have?
Absolutely. I love
Like the
that.
little thick
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
I love that he has
Yeah.
thick legs. Because
Yeah.
Godzilla need to have some thick legs.
Yeah. No,
I don't like these skinny legs, dude. He needs some meat on the bottom.
And then we had Space Godzilla, which I didn't really like because
That's
Space
okay.
Godzilla. Yeah.
No, Mecha Godzilla, you mean?
No, Mechagodzilla is Mechagodzilla. Space Godzilla
That's
is
part
the blue
4.
one.
That's
Yeah.
part 4.
Yeah, we'll see.
When we create our own.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the one scene, like, before we walk off, where he's like, the government's saying, oh, so you want to make him our pet? And he's like, no, I want us to be his pet, basically. Like, we're almost his dogs, where you better hope he likes us enough to take care of us.
That's why I think it's post-apocalyptic.
Mike, you ruined our argument.
If you're living
I
in
won't agree
a
with you.
world where the characters are telling you like, hey, this isn't going to be one of those things where we're okay, like we're the ones in charge. It's like, no, this is their world and we're the side characters in it.
Nah.
I think there's a reason why they're calling it King of Monsters, because this is going to be their world now. This is
Guys,
their world.
I don't think so, but we'll agree
We'll
to
see.
disagree.
Yeah.
I wish Thanos would have snapped you, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, and speaking of Thanos, there's one universe he did not get into, and that was the Spider-Verse, which comes out this weekend. What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones, Orlando, how you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
And all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
We won't really talk too much about it other than the fact that
we talk highly about it every single week we
List
can.
is coming up.
It looks amazing. Reviews are perfect.
Yeah.
We are very excited to watch it. ASAP, people. I guarantee we're going to walk in with 10 out of 10 reviews. Unless one of us wants to be an asshole that day.
And also getting early reviews coming out a week after Spider-Verse is Aquaman. So some good, some bad, some horrible, some great. Again, it's the spectrum of DC.
Mike, let's have this conversation. I feel like we're going to debate again. Where are you mostly leaning when you read your reviews? General, where does your average fall, you think? Like the majority to, if you had to pick two descriptions.
Good.
Because that's where I got.
Average.
I got good to great, mostly, but there has been a lot of average. I didn't get a lot of bad. I didn't get a lot of terrible.
You want to know what I see?
I see Venom. It's going to be Venom. It's going to make a lot of money. Fans will love it. Some critics won't.
I see a movie that's good that I think people are going to say is really bad because they want to hate DC. And I see a movie that's just good that people are going to try to overcompensate because it's James Wan.
You know what? I think that's the first time I agree with the way you put that. Like, I think they're going to take a good movie and try to make it perfect, or they're going to take a good movie and try to make it terrible. And I think it might just be a good, solid, it's Christmas superhero movie.
That's it. It's going to be a fun movie.
It's not taking itself seriously.
I don't think this has any bearing on what's happening in the future. I think literally this is a one and done type of movie that's allowing them the opportunity for one thing.
It would have to make a lot of. Now, do you think it makes the money to make a big difference? I do. I think it makes money. I think it makes a lot.
I think it makes a lot of money opening weekend. And then I think it takes a dive after that.
You want to know what I think? I think it's going to be the Greatest Showman of last year. I think it's going to make a ton of money. I think it's going to beat out a lot of movies, including Venom, which beat out Wonder Woman. You know what I think is going to happen? I think Mary Poppins Returns, with the bad word of mouth starting off now, this movie's going to surpass it. But here's another kicker. Bumblebee is coming out to
great reviews.
Good to great reviews. Yeah. No, not as many bad as Aquaman. Yeah. These are more good to great instead of good. Split the difference. That movie really could throw a lot of wrenches in people because I'm seeing a lot of good things, which makes me excited because I like the bad ones. So I'm going to love the good one.
Right.
I think it makes a lot of money because Christmas is a big time. Like Jumanji made almost $1 billion. I think Aquaman could do that. I think Bumblebee affects it. I think Mary Poppins will die out. I don't think it's going to do well. So I just don't think people were clamoring for Mary Poppins sequel, dude.
But you just named out a bunch of movies that are going to eat at Aquaman and not just eat at.
Christmas is different. Christmas always has big numbers regardless.
Everything might have big numbers or everything might just flop. Like the Pulse. And here's the thing. In our inner circles, people want to watch it. But I also am part of sports things and a bunch of different things. And a lot of people are making fun of Aquaman. And you know what's the first joke people make? It's like, he's not Aquaman, Vinny is. It's like people aren't hyped for this movie. Like there's a lot of people out there who are not into this movie, and like just because we know James Wan brings a good adventure movie,
man,
and
it's gonna be weird. You're right. There's a lot of because, like you said, this movie could make $1 billion, or not. Or it's either gonna be Venom or Solo.
Yeah,
where regardless of how good or bad the movie is,
there won't be a middle.
There will be no middle.
There will be no. Yeah, there won't be not on that one.
If I had to take a bold guess, I think Mary Poppins doesn't do well.
I think so too, but I think because
I don't think like kids don't want that.
Spider-Verse might just eat up the whole competition.
I mean, that might take that extra month, right, or extra 3 weeks.
So keep an ear out here on the network. We'll have reviews.
It's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem. Because
I guess what they're all getting my money.
Absolutely.
So I don't know who I'm to yell at, but they're all getting my money.
We'll find out something else that might get your money, Alex. It was released by IGN. Sonic the Hedgehog.
I thought it was dope.
We don't see anything. It's a cool motion.
I like the music alone.
But somehow, leave it to the internet. They found a way to shit on this.
Dude, he did have big ass thighs though.
He does look weird. It looks like a furry.
Dude. Like I like the rings. I like the music.
I love the poster.
I was like, ooh, and I'm like, I guarantee in action it won't be as bad. But I'm like, dude has some big meaty thighs on him. Like you could have thinned those out a little. Like dude looks like The Rock almost. I really want to see what he looks like, guys. Like, I am actually, like, so fascinated. I don't need a Star Wars trailer. Can I see what he looks like? Because I am so fascinated. I watched it 3 times, Mike, in a row.
Oh, I watched it a bunch of times because I
just want to know.
I really liked how they did it. Like, I think it's really cool. They're calling it a motion trailer, motion poster. But
from Sonic, that makes a lot of sense.
But I think the one thing that
I mean, if I had to complain about the thighs, that's okay because I still think it's going to be pretty cool. And Jim Carrey.
The thighs didn't. Yeah, I know Jim Carrey being in it. The thighs didn't bother me. I think what bothered me more was the little fur and like. Okay, you want to know what it is? What I think bothered me a little bit more is if Pokemon the movie had released a poster like that with Pikachu, people would have been upset because there's a weird there's a weird like furriness to him, and there's a weird texture that the trailer has of him that you can't really, that the Uncanny Valley can't get rid of.
It's hard because it's like you don't know what he looks like. And I like all these memes we're getting with the honeycombs guy and the downgrade button. Like, it's some funny stuff, but I think it's fun. I like Sonic, dude. I think people will pay just to see Sonic. Like, people watch hate things this time.
Well, we got a lot of talks about it on Instagram.
People were going ham on it, dude.
People were into it, too, because I think people got excited that they're going to see a character that they know and they like.
Damn, dude, he's beefy.
But, like, yeah, he looks like he looks like a guy put on a big old
He
furry.
looks like a little miniature wrestler.
Yeah.
With like El Torito.
Yeah.
Put on the Sonic helmet and said, yeah, let's go. But like I said, maybe I got to see it. I like what I saw.
It was.
The more you look at it, the more you're like, interesting.
I'm intrigued. I'm so intrigued by this.
I am. That's
very
minimum.
intrigued.
I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued.
And
to
they
see
did
what
their
this-
job. I
yeah.
think that was the point. It's minimum. You're like, you're thinking about it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, why are his thighs so big? You're like, doesn't matter. You're thinking about it.
But I did love the poster itself, like the way he zoomed.
I love the
like,
rings.
I thought it was really
The
cool. The
ring
rings,
noise,
yeah.
like the classic, brings you back to those old memories of ding, 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 ding.
No,
I
it was
love
super
it.
sick.
Yeah, I liked it. Good. We're agreeing a lot today, except for Godzilla and your bad opinion.
Yeah, and your horrible opinion. But
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
what's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing, buddy? Sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support. We're staying in the video game world, Alex, because over this past Thursday, Video Game Awards, hosted by Jeff Keighley, Red Dead Redemption dominated the show. Rightfully so in a lot of different categories. But what I felt was deserved, God of War won Game of the Year. We won't stick a lot of time about it, but the one thing, obviously, I wanted to bring into is this was I've been talking about it for months, since the game came out. The reason why it was Game of the Year is just like a movie, TV show, or a sports team where you're redefining yourself. You're changing the culture. You're changing what people perceive of you. And you do it better than you were before. And not only do you do it than you were before when you were successful, you raise the entire industry that you're in to another level. God of War deserved Game of the Year. And when you see the guy, the little boy who plays Atreus and the man who plays Kratos at the Video Game Awards together, presenting an award, and they talk to each other, it brings you back to that first moment of, boy, come here, like that. That game is special. I love Red Dead Redemption 2. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think it's fun because, like you said, with award shows nowadays, and majority, like you get some off years, in general, when it comes to TV, movies, or video games, when you have such a stacked year, that's a pattern you start to notice. You're like, okay, one game's probably going to get a lot of these awards, and most of the time that means we're going to get a big one for this one. Or that they're trying to separate as much talent as they can so everyone gets a little love.
Right.
Because there was just so much competition. Some years it doesn't do that. Some years it's a hands-down winner. Some years you get a Moonlight and La La Land.
Right.
Like this year, sometimes you get a God of War, Red Dead, and Spider-Man 2 all in 1 year.
Monster Hunter.
Some years you get a Mario game, and you're like, hey, that Mario game was really solid. It wins.
Yeah.
You know, it's very hard, but like It was stacked, man, and we called it on the show pretty early because God of War is one I paid attention to the most because, Red Dead's fine. I'm more of a Grand Theft Auto person anyway. I didn't buy in, even though it's great. I don't have a PS4, honestly.
And let's not bury the lead, so a huge shout-out to God of War, and a huge shout-out to all the games that came out this year. And obviously follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network to watch us play. But there's one thing that you will be watching us play, and we'll talk about it just for a little bit. Mortal
I was
Kombat.
going to go Super Smash Brothers. But that already came out.
Yeah.
So.
No, how about Mortal Kombat?
Dude, I love me some MK11.
Yeah, dude.
You know I'm about some MK11.
Awesome trailer. Check it out. I love the song.
It's great.
I love
It's simple. It's fun. A little throwback.
I love the troll that they did at the awards show. That the president of NetherRealms came out and he's like, I'm presenting the best sports game, and as they're presenting the award, Scorpion
Get over here
comes in, and then the electricity hits the MK logo. So
and people go, awesome. It was a great pop. It was fun.
Yeah, so awesome.
People were hot on it. Mortal Kombat's hot again, man. That's why the movie's gonna come out
because of Injustice.
Yeah,
Injustice is great too. We also want to hit on this, Alex. Last week on the show, we mentioned Kevin Hart was announced as the host of the Oscars.
And he's done.
And he's gone. And it's done.
I was going to bring it up. I'm glad you did. Where do you stand on this? Because me personally, because it happened with the Heisman.
Yeah.
In certain situations, I don't blame a 14-year-old boy for saying the word gay. He's 14. It happens. He learned better by now. He's not, this isn't a year old. Kevin Hart's a touchy situation. And I got to admit, I'm a little more on his side about,
I agree.
I'm not going to apologize for a joke. I'm a risky comedian that happened so long ago that no one cared about until I got this Oscar thing. I'm not apologizing.
But here's the thing. He apologized twice already.
I'm not doing it again. That's the more thing I meant. I'm not doing it today because the Oscars asked him to. Yeah. And he did the right thing, and I think everyone's in support of him. That's why the Oscars are more like, damn, whoever we get to replace him needs to be kind of big.
I love Clark Wolf, but it's people like Clark Wolf who sometimes make this more difficult than it needs to be.
And you know what? Certain things hit certain people differently, so we're never going to judge.
I'm never going to judge
what bridge you decide to die on. And to us, I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
That's where I'm getting at is when good-hearted, awesome people like a Clark Wolf bring out these things, it helps out a lot of people. But then you get to a situation like this, like, okay, this happened now, right? And now a black man who is a success story, who's helped a lot of different comedians and actors in this industry, who's doing good things, would have made it more entertaining, would have brought more eyes to the product.
He would have been fun.
He's gone out. Now what? Who are you going to bring that's bigger than that?
I heard William Bibiani saying, I wish it happened, it won't. The Muppets.
Sure, that'd be great.
The Muppets are just fun. And at that point, you're like, dude, it's the Muppets. You're going to get mad at Muppets?
But there's nobody else.
No, who's the only person that's going to make it all better, but he won't do it? I think it's The Rock. And they've kind of already said, like, he won't do it.
Yeah.
He won't personally defend Kevin Hart, but that would be his way of defending Kevin Hart, being like, I'm still going to talk to my friend.
But I'll say this much, okay? Do we all need to be more sensitive in general as people?
Yeah,
yes.
especially on social media.
Do comedians need to get off their high horse and think just because they're comedians they can say whatever they want? And even in the case of jokes, look at, I'm somebody who believes like a joke's a joke and like they need to have free range, but that's not a license to kill. So just because you're a comedian doesn't mean that you don't have to suffer from the repercussions. Yeah. Do I think Kevin Hart shouldn't work again? No, you guys are assholes.
And like I said, Kevin Hart didn't go out and say the N-word like Kramer did or say the F word. He said some jokes about his son being a little floofy. And that was the joke, literally. It's like, it's a fun way to say gay. And it's like, I get if you're offended. And it's your right to be offended. Yeah. But this man has come out and apologized.
Apologized back then.
And he said, hey, it was in bad taste. I'm sorry if it did offend you. I'm a comedian. I do my best. But I'm sorry if it offended you. I'll try my best. I'll try to do better. Like, people like her were like, what do you want him to do? Like, what more? He didn't rape a woman. He didn't beat someone. He didn't murder someone. He didn't assault his assistant. Like, what more do you want him to do? He didn't Roseanne us either, guys, or Trump us. What more does he need to do to be like, okay, it's fine? Like, is he never going to work again? Like, I love Kevin Hart.
Look at this is, and I don't want to get
all right. He's hilarious.
But here's the one thing though. I think we can end it on this.
Yeah,
we live in an era right now where people are trying to make a name out of themselves out of defaming and bringing somebody else down. And that's the world we're living in right now, good or bad. So my thing is, just make sure you mind your P's and Q's, and if you're this is the world we live in now. So if you want to be the risky comedian, go for it. If you want to be the risky pundit, go for it. Just realize that there's repercussions for you. What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
Alex, before we head out of here, I wanted to hit one more thing. The Bears are legit, dude.
I just want to say I called it on the show, even as a joke. I said the Bears are going to win the whole thing, which I still think they will.
Uh-huh.
I just pointed that out. I said that first. Mike actually is a professional and said that too, so now I feel like I have some backing, honestly.
Now,
I feel a lot better about my pick.
Now, let me ask you this. Are they going to beat the Packers this weekend?
Yeah, by a lot. I think they're going to kill them. I think this is the death of the Packers coming.
Well, this is if they win, they clinch the NFC
I
North.
think the death of the Packers is coming this Sunday. I think this is going to destroy their world, and I can't wait. I think we're about to Thanos them, dude. I think we're
hope so.
I think we're gonna murk them. I think we're gonna murk them so bad that they're like, we have to second guess everything we're doing, which they kind of already are.
Well, we'll find out. It was a huge win against the LA Rams.
Huge.
So it'll be a good
That was a
time.
good game.
It was
That
a
was
great
a good game, man.
It was a great defensive game.
I had them
with
as
a
my
lot of
fantasy team.
Yeah, so we'll see how this plays out at the end. And for all the guys who are wondering, Wakanda's Most Wanted is moving on to the semifinals.
I just want to point out all three of my fantasy teams made it past
Nobody
the first round.
cares, Alex.
Mike,
There's only one
Mike,
official
are you
team.
mad because only the team that you don't have with me didn't make the playoffs?
The team I have that I drafted and I've ran by myself.
It's still ours together. I paid $25 also.
All right, Killmonger.
Wait, I owe you that.
That'll do it
stuff,
for us on this episode of The Good Brothers.
Dude,
Alex,
that is not an insult to
Yeah.
be Michael B. Jordan, Mike.
any last
or
thoughts?
M'Baku.
Any last thoughts before I turn off your microphone?
Cool.
All right, that is
Cool.
You can follow us all over Twitter. He's at Mercado21 Alex. I'm at Mercado2333. You can follow the show at Good Brothers Pod. The network is at Mercado Airwaves. You can even follow Nicole at Typing When Tipsy. We're all on Instagram. He's at Mercado2121. I'm at Mike Mercado2333. Nicole's at Typing When Tipsy. Go to YouTube, youtube.com/Mike Mercado2333, or look up Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us and comment on the videos to be part of the conversation. Come play video games with us at Twitch, twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Download us, like, rate, review, and share us anywhere you get your favorite podcast, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbean, Mercado Airwaves. It really helps us out. Just go to patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and subscribe to us there. You can get all our interviews ad-free and before anybody else with celebrities and athletes. And, of course, a huge thank you to Munch Art Design for powering us here at the Mercado Airwaves Network. That'll do it for us, good brother. You ready to go home? TLC this weekend. Yeah. Main event. Let's just talk about the main event before we go home. We got 30 seconds. Becky, Asuka, Charlotte, who you got?
It's Asuka.
I got Asuka, too.
I got Asuka because Becky's going to Raw. She'll win the Royal Rumble.
Have a good one, good brother.
You
For everybody,
bet.
for everybody here at the Mercado Airways Network, he's the good brother himself, Alex Mercado. I'm Mike Mercado. We'll see you on the next episode of The Good Brothers.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for joining us here on The Good Brothers, here on Mercado Airwaves. If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.